Hi, Precious again. From the last class, we talked about the simple selector. Now we will be talking about the CSS Combinator Selector. A combinator is something that explains the relationship between the selectors. So, a CSS selector can contain more than one simple selector, and between the simple selector, we can include a combinator. There are 4 different combinators in CSS. The first one is the Descendant Selector, the Child Selector, the Adjacent Sibling Selector, and the General Sibling Selector. So let's see all of them in action in our code editor. So for reference, I'll put this here. Then I'll delete what we have here, or I would leave it because we may need them or just put them to use. So I will delete them. So please follow along with me. I told you previously that we would be using divs a lot subsequently, and this is the first of many times. So let's create a div. Then inside of this div, let's create 3 paragraphs. So I'm going to copy this paragraph I've created 3 times, so we have 3 paragraphs. Save, and let's check what we have on our browser. So I'm going to take out the styles, please, so that our page would look very simple. Yes, so as you can see, we have 3 paragraphs. The very first one we want to check is the Descendant Selector. And how do you do that? Using our element selector, we say div space p. Let's give them color yellow. So let's see, this is going to target all the descendant paragraph tag of div. Any p tag that is inside of a div will come out as yellow. So let's see if it's true. As you can see, that works. So any p tag inside of the div will be yellow. That is what this means. So these paragraph tags, they are all inside of this div, and this combinator here tells you that this p is a child of this div. It's inside of this div. The next one is the child of a div. So let me create a paragraph outside so that you can actually see this working properly. So you see, all the p tag inside of the div is what has been colored yellow. Now, the next one is the child of a div. And to depict the child of a div, we use the greater than symbol, div p. Let's see what happens. Reload the page, and you see it's still the same thing, because all these p tags, they are a child of this div. I repeat, all these p tag, they are a child of this div. That is why they still remain with the color yellow. The next one is the Adjacent Sibling Selector. We use a plus sign to depict this. Div plus p is yellow. So save, and let's see what happens. You see, the p tag outside of this has been selected yellow. And why is that? You know what? Let me duplicate this. Because the Adjacent Selector selects the element after the div. So we are saying after div, check for the first p tag. Save and see. You see, it's still yellow. We have 2 p tags after this div, but it is selecting the one immediately after the div. Also, we have the General Sibling Selector, which you depict with this. Save and see. So this is telling you that every sibling selector, every sibling of this div tag, not just the adjacent one, but every one that comes after the div tag should be colored yellow. Please, if you don't understand the video, replay it again and try it on your own to understand it properly. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.